Welcome, friends, to week 13 and 14 of Starry Bandit Comics' top 3 new comic book covers of the week. Maybe you saw yesterday's video, Sick Day by Starry Bandit Comics, where we realized that, again, royal we, I say we realized we could just do 2 weeks in the same week because we missed one. We're a little down for the count. Maybe the slightest bit over dramatized. Yeah, that's it. In the video yesterday, but anyway, we are back stronger and better than before in 2025. So without further ado, we're going to get right to first week 13 and then week 14 after this. All right. So first we have honorable mention. Our first honorable mention you actually would have seen if you watched the video, and if you did from yesterday, it is Exceptional X-Men number 4 by Marguerite Sauvage, Hanukkah variant. Now, this gets kind of extra honorary status because it was in the video. I felt like I already kind of spoiled it, so I didn't really decide whether it was going to be in the top 3. And in week 13, actually in week 14, but for different reasons, I had a really hard time picking the rankings this week, so there might be a little bit of controversy when people watch this, but I felt like this just had an honorary spot. I love Marvel for doing this. As I flash on the screen in the Sick Day video, I am Jewish myself, so I really appreciate them really kind of going the extra mile on this Hanukkah variant. We have Sufganiot, we have Latkes, we have the Hanukkah, and we have Kitty Pryde coming up through the Hanukkah table. It's really fun all around. Love it. Colors. The extra on her shirt, it's all 8 nights of Hanukkah in candles. So I really appreciate that. So thank you, Marvel, if you are collectively watching. So second honorary mention is kind of indicative of how stacked this week is. I was really surprised this didn't end up in my top 3. It's a gorgeous cover. It's Absolute Wonder Woman number 3. This is a variant cover by Ariel Diaz. And look at this, and you're like, what? This wasn't in the top 3? And I'll tell you why in a moment. Now, it's a beautiful cover. Interesting negative space on the skull. I kind of think it feels a little unfinished, which was one little knock on it. Not that it would have maybe knocked it out. I felt like, and you'll see that there's a theme with the top 3 comics in week 13, where things were like just a little bit more unique, a little bit different. I pick a lot of these just gorgeous, flawless covers. Obviously, big Jenny Frison fan. A lot of those harken to some of this, or it's a little Ariel Diaz. There's a little bit of like Lyrics Lee and Art German there. They're gorgeous covers. I love it, and I just kind of felt like I wanted a little variety this week, so I decided to give it an honorable mention because it 100% deserved to be shown this week. But I just kind of felt like I was going to go in a different direction. So that was honorable mention number 2. And now, the first of 2 top 3 new comic book covers of the week. All right, getting right to it because we got a big show today. A lot of things to get through. Number 3, we have Hellhunters number 1, Window Shades variant by David Baldeón. Now, a couple things. One, the Window Shades variant has been something they've been doing for a while. I apologize, I don't have the history on like the first Window Shades. Often it's like a Daredevil cover. I have several myself, but they've been doing it in other comic series as well for Marvel. and I would not have thought of this one as a window shades variant, but it's very cool. So we have Ghost Rider pulling up in front of this tank driver, and we're looking through the tank window, right, at Ghost Rider there with him. He's driving the tank. We got the cannon here. It's a very cool original idea on a cover. I haven't seen something like that before, so I just thought it was pretty unique. Again, looking for some different stuff because we had a good variety and a tough choice this week on what we were going to rank in the top 3. So David Baldeón, Hellhunters #1 is the number 3 comic book cover of week 13. Next, number 2. All right. Now, of the top 3, and even honestly with the Absolute Wonder Woman cover, I really kind of shuffled them back and forth. I had this number 1 at certain points as I was prepping. I had it number 2, I had number 3, but I kind of will give you my reasons why I ultimately decide where I fell, but honestly, it could have been interchangeable. Number 2 is West Coast Avengers, number 2, cover A, by Ben Harvey. And it's beautiful. Now, West Coast Avengers number 1, the A cover, also by Ben Harvey. Similar style. It's this like, I don't even know. Is it painted? Is it drawn? I guess it's probably, it almost looks like multiple like drawing styles. I don't even know. Firestar in the middle here, just burning up, everyone backing off at the sheer force and power and heat of the fire coming off of her. Just, it's such a dynamic cover. Setting a scene, you get everything going on here, and it's beautiful. The colors are beautiful. Ben Harvey, you might remember, actually had a number 1 cover back in like week 1 or 2 with the Fantastic Four Doom variant. I apparently really like Ben Harvey, and I wouldn't have thought of him if you were just asking me about cover artists that I love, but he's slowly rising up the ranks here. I love this. So number 2, so close to number 1. Again, ask me tomorrow, I might change my mind. And number 1, top comic book cover of the week, is similarly beautiful, similarly unique. I'm just going to show it to you. Ultimate Black Panther, number 11, variant cover by Puppeteer Lee. It's a beaut. It's a beaut. Now, I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to get close to you. It's going to be like Jordan the Stallion. Come here. Puppeteer Lee. Now, I'm not as familiar with Puppeteer as maybe some others. Does these gorgeous painted covers. I'm just going to get real close with it. Look at the soft colors, brush strokes. You know, recently I've been seeing a lot of these Storm covers where Storm's hair is made up of clouds, which I've loved the design choice. I like this being more unique. Her hair is the wind, which, you know, it's a similar take, I guess, but it's just done so differently, elegantly. I mean, look at the, just, you can tell this is just a beautiful painting. Like, put it up in a friggin' museum, you know? Face, soft, but confident. You can obviously tell it's Storm. It's just, it's a beautiful cover. So, number 1 is Puppeteer Lee, Ultimate Black Panther, number 11, variant cover. So that's week 13. We are first going to show week 14, and then we will see who will challenge for the crown between the two number 1 covers. Now, a little behind the scenes here. I only have one set of those pretty numbers, so we're going to do a little switcheroo. All right, week 14, that's this week. All right, the first week of the year, or at least includes New Year's Day. Now, we have 2 honorable mentions to start. I wouldn't necessarily thought that this was the time of year where I would be showing these 2 comics. They are horror, scary, a little gruesome comic book covers, but they are great, each for their own reasons, which I'll go over. The first is a hot commodity at the moment. Return of the Living Dead, number 1 by Mark Spears. Now, I don't think there is a hotter comic book cover artist, or artist, I guess, writer, than Mark Spears right now. I mean, everything he does is just like shooting up the eBay values. This is, honestly, it's not my favorite cover of the ones he's done. I do appreciate and like the style. I like the colors. I think they're pretty cool. I think I might have talked about it. I missed the boat on Monsters number 1, but I've gotten, the others since then. And so I like a lot of the Monsters covers better than this one, but I do just want to give an honorable mention to another great cover from Mark Spears. And again, I guess we're starting 2025 with a horror atmosphere, which, a lot of us might be feeling anyway, but anyway, so we're also going to go with another horror cover. This is more gruesome, I think. It's a Jenny Frison cover, Hello Darkness, number 6. Yep. And it's a variant cover by Jenny Frison. And man, she really went for it. Total jaw exposed, like folds of the skin, the blood dripping down. It's a little intense. I like the eyes too. Ooh. And again, Happy New Year. Horror. It's a way to go, I guess. So, honorable mentions. Next up, we have number 3. Top new comic book cover of the week for week 14. Absolute Superman number 3 by Rafa Sandoval and Ulysses Ariola. This is the cover A. So, very cool cover. I tell you again, it reminds me a little bit, in some ways, of the West Coast Avengers cover I just talked about. It's so dynamic. It sets the stage. You have this just looming, either, I don't know if it's kryptonite, green, gaseous cloud. I still have to catch up on reading 2 and 3. We have Superman, Superwoman, Krypto, at least the absolute versions of those characters, staring into it, standing up to it, waiting to be engulfed, not knowing what's going to happen, the rubble all around them, and yet they're poised, ready to face it. I just thought that was very cool. I appreciated it. So, that was number 3 cover for week 14. Next up, we have the number 2 top new comic book cover of week 14. Here, and again, this is one where I went back and forth between week number 1 and number 2 on this week 2. There's so many great covers. It's a great problem to have. I'm sort of sorry if you're upset about this, but this is Avengers #2, a cover by Valerio Schiti. Schiti? Meet the newest member of the Avengers, Black Cat. Now, I actually had ordered a different cover, a variant cover of this, and in the store, Heroes and Hitters in Rocky Hill, Connecticut, I fell in love with this cover, and I had to swap it out. We have the deck of cards. Each one of them is a cat on that one. We have with different characters. We got Sam. We got Black Panther. We have Scarlet Witch, Captain Marvel, on and on. Vision. Look at this. It's a super cool design. It's a little similar to another cover we talked about, Minor Arcana #2, I think, variant cover back a bunch of weeks ago. But I love the art on this one. It's very cool. I appreciate it. So that was #2. Come at me, bro. All right. And now for unprecedented second #1. Comic book cover of the week. I'll bet you forgot I already had to switch out these to the new week, but I just did it. Didn't even realize. Anyway, okay. #1 cover of the week, 14. Saga, #71 by Fiona Staples. Saga, one of the best comics ever, in my opinion. Look down here for the compendium, #1, or volume 1. I forget which they call that one. Fiona Staples, consistently, cover art, interior art, just tops herself over and over and over. This was a pretty momentous issue. I read it already, because I didn't want any spoilers. And there are a few different things that happen that are pretty notable if you've been following our vast, well, not as vast as it used to be because of character deaths. I guess mainly our couple heroes, plus some. And really kind of, you know what it is? This cover feels more like one that will be remembered. I think I talked about this, I don't even remember, about another issue. It just feels like a cover that's momentous. Like, the colors are just perfect. Amesis, the Spider Woman, but not that Spider Woman. Black and white and purple in the back. Poised, not really sure, kind of in the middle of everything. The lights, the carnival lights all around. It's a great cover. And I love the colors. Obviously, we're big purple fans of Starry Bandit Comics. And I loved it. It deserves the #1 issue of week 14. So now, let's compare our two #1s for this week. Back up so you can see both. Two #1 issues. You know what? F it. We're doing 1v1v1 for the crown. We got Ultimate Black Panther #11 by Puppeteer Lee. We have Saga #71 by Jenny Frison. Fiona Staples. It's just so automatic. And the current crown holder, Jenny Frison's Poison Ivy #28. Which of these three will get the crown this week? As always, we go to our live studio audience. Saga. Not bad. Ultimate Black Panther, number 11. Looks like someone took the lead at this point. But now, the champ. Poison Ivy, number 28, by Jenny Frison. Well, I think we have our answer. Maintaining the crown! Poison Ivy, number 28, by Jenny Frison. It's a lovely, lovely cover. I'm not sure when it's going to be taken down. I guess we will find out in the coming weeks. Thank you for joining me on this supersized edition of Top 3 New Comic Book Covers of the Week from Starry Bandit Comics. This week, my Whatnot show will be Sunday morning because tomorrow is my daughter's birthday. So, tomorrow being a Saturday, if you're watching this any other day than Friday. But thanks so much. We'll have more videos for you next week. Hopefully, you've checked out Sick Day from yesterday. And have a great weekend, everybody. Thank you.